Now, after more than 2 years without ambassadors in Nigeria's 109 missions worldwide, President Bola Tinubu has finally sent a batch of 35 ambassadorial nominees to the Nigerian Senate for screening and confirmation. But instead of easing diplomatic concerns, the list is triggering criticisms not for its size, but for some of the people on it, including the immediate past chairman of Nigeria's Electoral Commission. Our correspondent reports.
Just 4 months after taking office in 2023, President Bola Tinubu recalled every Nigerian ambassador, a move described by his then spokesperson as a sweeping reset meant to bring world-class efficiency and quality to Nigeria's foreign service. But the replacements never came. For more than 2 years, embassies from Washington to Ottawa to New Delhi operated without ambassadors, a diplomatic gap analysts say weakened Nigeria's voice abroad. The Foreign Ministry blamed chronic underfunding. Many missions could barely print passports, fuel generators, pay staff, or run basic consular services. And the silence persisted until Nigeria came under heavy diplomatic pressure after US President Donald Trump redesignated the country as one of particular concern over alleged religious freedom violations. So when the long-delayed list finally arrived, 35 nominees for a network of 109 missions, attention quickly shifted from the number to the names. Most of the criticism targets the non-carrier nominees, a mix of former governors, ex-ministers, and long-time loyalists. But one name that instantly ignited debate, the immediate past INEC chairman, Mahmood Yakubu.
The immediate past INEC chairperson, can't he just go and rest?
And do something.
And do something else, but
Write
in
his
government.
memoir.
Okay, say Brazil, with the non-existent 1-point-something billion airport that up to today we don't really know what happened.
Mahmood, my own book, rigged the election, 2023 election. I said it before. I said I even went to court, federal high court. So in a sense, this says to other guy who may be on the job, the new guy in the job, look, see what this guy got.
Analysts say the long wait created expectations of a reform-driven technocratic list, one capable of rebuilding Nigeria's weakened diplomatic footprint. Instead, they argue the nomination tilts heavily towards political patronage.
Generally speaking, I think the elephant has given back to a rat. For consideration, it is not individual. It is the timing and the process. Here's the thing. 2 years and 2 months to give us people who we know are friends of government already, who have been doing that. They've not discovered anything.
For the list, yes, aside, there are some good names on that list, but the bulk of the people there have no business being in the diplomatic service.
For the opposition PDP, the reaction is blunt. The party calls the nominations reprehensible and scandalous, accusing the government of filling strategic foreign postings with propagandists, compromised allies, and individuals facing integrity questions. It describes Yakubu's inclusion as a skewed reward system and demands the entire list be withdrawn. Whether President Tinubu, who has reversed several decisions under public pressure, will reconsider this one remains unclear. The nominees now head to the Senate for screening. But beyond politics, experts warn of a deeper challenge. Nigerian missions remain chronically underfunded, a hurdle they say no ambassador can overcome without major reforms. The presidency says the appointees, after confirmation, will be posted to countries with key bilateral ties, as well as the permanent missions, including the UN, UNESCO, and the African Union. For the Tinubu administration, the task is twofold: rebuild Nigeria's diminished diplomatic presence abroad and convince citizens that this long-awaited list, political or not, can restore confidence in the foreign service. And for a nation seeking to reclaim global relevance, the question remains: will these ambassadors repair Nigeria's diplomacy or reinforce critics' worst fears? Adesua Omoruan, Arise News.
Great reporting there from Adesua Omoruan. Well, for more on this, let's bring in Honorable Chile Igbawua, who is the Special Advisor to the ADC National Chairman on Research, Policy and Strategy. Great to have you this morning. There are concerns from the general public that some of these names on this list might weaken public trust at home and abroad. How would you respond to that? And even some said that some of the characters are downright questionable.
Well, thank you very much and good morning, viewers. I cannot agree more with the comments that have been made by many people who have spoken about this list, which is a disgraceful list, as has been properly so described. First and foremost, the African Democratic Party has already issued an official statement condemning the list for obvious reasons. After waiting for long 2 years, the president has managed to serve Nigerians with a very cold meal that is either stale or even putrid or rancid, I would say, in the sense that it doesn't hold promise in any way. Like Professor Killer rightly put it, is a matter of an elephant giving birth to a rat. President Tinubu himself had promised on the onset, when he recalled the ambassadors, that he was doing so to inject competence. What he has injected is something totally different from competence. It is total incompetence, I would say. And I don't think there is anybody who has said anything positive about that list. We know that it's just about political patronage. But even in political patronage, when you are dealing with the international community that recognizes standards, you should be able to put up something that can give you some credibility. But what we have doesn't do that. I read the comments of the former, mayor of Blanco, Texas in the United States, and he mentioned particular names and said that list just confirms that President Tinubu is a corrupt dictator. He was able to analyze the few people that he knows there and says that it's a confirmation that the president is a corrupt dictator. And
well, just to correct, the president is elected. He's not a dictator official in Nigeria, so he's an elected president. Just to correct that.
Yeah, I agree with you, but if Nigerians elect a dictator, so be it.
Mm. Now, in addition to what you've been saying and the comments of critics, some former diplomats have actually said that a few of the nominees should, quote, be in prison. What are your comments on that?
Well, of course, I agree with that too. But, the policy in Nigeria is that however corrupt you are, once you join the APC, all your sins are forgiven. Mm. So we can take it that those people having joined the APC, their sins have been forgiven, so they are no longer candidates for the prison. And that is why beyond that, I'm sure that some of them will even be surprised. Possibly they went to the APC just to escape the sword of the EFCC, but now they have been handed something more than just escaping from the sword of the EFCC into being given appointments representing Nigeria. And I can imagine the international community, as they receive these persons, whom they already have their records, and they know that in Nigeria, they wonder that Nigeria can appoint those people to represent them in foreign lands. So okay. I think they'll be forgiven.
Honorable Chile Igbawua, the Special Advisor to the ADC National Chairman on Strategy, Research, and Okay, it will have been nice for you to clarify when you make a strong allegation that the list is a corrupt list. It will have been nice to name some of these individuals, so that might help the president. And this is coming at the backdrop of those who feel that your criticism that the list is an indication of a political IOU, that this is more driven by political convenience rather than national interest.
Well, I think that the fact that many of those names are candidates of the EFCC is in the public domain. I don't need to name them. They are there and they are known. Many of them have outstanding EFCC cases. Some were even where prosecution started. Some as way back as the monies that...
In national interest, can you draw the president's attention to these names?
Yeah, I think some governors there have EFCC cases. He knows the governors that are there. Some former ministers are there. And some other propagandists are also there that before now had been speaking terribly about who the president is. But they turned the page and started, doing propaganda for the president. And suddenly has found them suitable to be appointed to, nominated to the ambassadorial list. He knows these people, and I think that the print media as well as the, other medias have already spoken clearly about these people. And he is listening, he has a media advisor. He's been reading these things. I don't need to mention them one by one, but he knows the governors, ex-governors that are there. He knows ex-ministers that are there. He knows his former critics that called him in unprintable names that are on that list, but who have turned a new leaf in recent days. So that is sufficient description by me.
Well, there was an interview yesterday where a presidential advisor had told Nigerians to calm down, that there are more names coming from the presidency. So this is not all, we should be expecting more. But I'd like to ask you, since you are also not delighted with this list, are you recommending to the president to withdraw certain names that you think undermine, public trust both within the country and outside?
Well, surely I will recommend as such. And I'm happy that we finally found that the president listens when he's addressed from outside this country. Because even the ambassadorial list, we know Nigerians have cried for 2 years to no response, until Trump decided to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and then raised some issues that was going to be hard on Nigeria before he saw the need. A lot of damage has been done to our international image already. And the expectation is that people who are called to duty at this time should be people who can put things right. But if he doesn't withdraw this list, I do not see what difference it will make if we take a few good people and add to a greater number of bad people that are there. I mean, the meal is still bad, and I'm not sure that it will be palatable anyway. So I think the best option for him is to listen to what Nigerians are saying, listen to what the international community is also saying, withdraw those names that, demarket us in the international arena, and then replace them with people who can bring dignity and integrity to this nation.
Appointing these ambassadors is one thing. The receiving countries actually taking them in and accepting them is another. What do you think the reaction is going to be from the international community concerning some of these names if they do go through?
Well, I think that is what we are trying to avoid now if the president would listen. Instead of allowing ourselves to be disgraced at the stage where we have appointed people who have been cleared by a National Assembly, it's my constituency, but I regrettably have to say that I don't have much confidence in what they will do, because they will just take a bow and go. And in the end, we may end up being disgraced when the foreign countries reject these nominees as ambassadors and refuse to accredit them. So that would be a disgrace at the magnitude of which it would take a long time for us to repair such image destruction. So I think the best thing is for us to avoid being disgraced at that level, to accept this stage of disgrace, which is the nominations, and then recall those names and appoint proper persons who will bring integrity and good image to Nigeria.
Okay, let's look at some other, I'm compelled to say, more compelling issues in this list, and that's the threat it has on the foreign ministry, who are growing over the paucity of career ambassadors in the list, because what is being made known to us as 15 career ambassadors are mostly people from the National Intelligence Agency, and in the foreign missions abroad, they only have that right to become intelligence attaché. Though there is no clear rule on this, but there is an understanding within the foreign mission, the diplomatic arena, that people from the National Intelligence Agency are sent abroad as intelligence attaché. Likewise, people from the Defense Intelligence Agency being sent as defense attaché. I mean, mainly the role of ambassadors is for foreign service officers. So now they are crying that just only 4 from the foreign ministry are in the list of these career ambassadors. So do you see that, as considering the level of training that these people have had all their long years of career building to become an ambassador, which is the dream of every foreign service officer, do you see this as a threat to Nigeria's foreign policy drive?
Yes, of course, I would agree with that entirely, because every career person looks forward to reaching the top of his career. And when suddenly you find people coming from the sides and taking over positions that you should take, there is no how that those who are in the service will be discouraged. And when they are discouraged, they cannot put in their best. And once they do not put in their best, it means that we're not going to have the best of professionalism in our foreign service, among our foreign service careerists. So I believe that what has been done is that it's a matter of patronage, and it did not consider the interest of the career ambassadors, career foreign officers at all. Neither did he consider competence in any case, because, like you also rightly said, we are accustomed to attachés who go there, even if they are in commerce, they are commercial attachés. If they are the military attachés and so forth. We are accustomed to that. But that does not replace the professionals who have been trained over the years and a lot of resources committed to their training as career persons in the foreign service. So it's something that will surely bring disheartening to the officers who have been looking forward to reach their peak in their chosen profession.
Well, there's more names coming, as we've been told. So since you do not like the slits, what is the criteria that you will recommend or have for selecting or appointing people for such a sensitive position across the world?
Well, of course, first and foremost, I would recommend that those who have been trained for this purpose and who have been serving and whose records indicate that they are the right and proper persons to be so advanced to those positions should be given priority over, political appointees. That's the first thing. Now, secondly, we are a country of over 230 million people, and nobody doubts the competence that Nigerians exercise, whether at home or abroad. And that is why those who are criticizing know that there are better options available to the government, only that is refusing to make use of those better options. And I think we use a general word in the legal profession. We say a person is a right and proper person. Now, if we go to the definition section, you will see those qualifications. A person who has integrity, who has performance pedigree, and who has shown over the years that he is a nationalist. He loves Nigeria.
Sorry, do you see a legal lacuna in this? Because Section 171 states that the president has the powers to appoint ambassadors, high commissioners, and principal representatives of foreign nations. Don't you think that the focus now should be to change that act?
Well, you see, the issue is that the Constitution is not a document that will write, how somebody sleeps on the bed or somebody takes the steps on the road. What has been provided is under the presumption that a person who is elected to the office of President of Nigeria is a right and proper person who will take decisions based on proper considerations. So when an elected president takes decisions otherwise, it's a disappointment not to the Constitution, but to the person himself.
Well, thank you very much for your time today and for answering all our questions. That is Honorable Chile Igbawua, who is a special advisor to the ADC National Chairman on Research Policy and Strategy. Thank you for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
And that's all we have time for here on Daybreak. I'm Gbenga Ashuru. It's goodbye from me.
And I'm Constance Ikoku. Thanks for joining us on Daybreak today.
And I'm Yolanda Robert. Please do keep it here on Arise News. The morning show is next. Goodbye.